This is a quick review of the G102 Lightsync Logitech mouse. And here it is. This is the G102 Lightsync Logitech mouse. And in short, it's a really good mouse. It feels really good. You can feel, to really explain it in detail would be pretty much impossible, but in short, you can kind of just feel the quality. Like, it just feels like a really good premium even product. It feels really good just in your hand, and it's quite, the buttons, the left and right click are quite glidey. The feeling is like your finger is just gliding on it, and it's a good feeling. It's not a bad thing at all, but it might be a matter of preference. And then the body itself has more tactility to it, and what I mean by that is just that you can literally kind of feel the texture on the top or the body of the mouse, and it's also the same on the sides of the mouse. You can feel the sides when you're touching the side. You can feel the material basically, but then the left and right click are very smooth. And the mouse wheel is really good. It stops if you look at the picture, and then as I'm turning the wheel down, so zooming in and then out, and it's, as you can see, one at a time. So it doesn't just roll, it goes one step at a time. It zooms in or out one at a time. So, and you can clearly feel that the mouse wheel stops as you're scrolling it up or down. So just a really good feeling and a premium product, and 2 buttons on the side that can be good for binding keys when you're playing games, or what I simply use it for is just going back and forth when I'm browsing on the internet, when I'm on Chrome, just using a browser and going back and forth between pages, just using the back and forth. And I'll just do some clicking and that will end the review. But again, in short, a really good mouse, 100% worth the money, and it's pretty inexpensive too, not a very expensive mouse at all. And it looks really cool, and it feels really good. And one thing before I start clicking, just so you can hear the sound, is the size. My hand is what I would call normal size. It's not big, it's not small, it's just what I would consider normal. And for reference, it might not be the best reference, but as a reference, this is the hard pad, a SteelSeries hard pad, an old hard pad, and when I put my hand in the middle of it, this is what you get. Again, my hand is neither small nor big in my opinion, and I'm 6'1" or 185 centimeters, so a pretty tall guy, and definitely not a small hand. And so what happens with this mouse, which is quite small and it's also quite low, it doesn't have a high arc, and it's not far off the ground, so to speak. When I hold it, when I palm it, and that is the grip that I use, I don't use a claw grip or anything like that, I palm it. That is just what's comfortable for me when I'm using a mouse and the way that I hold the mouse. So what happens is that my pinky is on the hard pad. So naturally, by instinct, what I'll do is I'll just lift it like that, which might look a bit strange, but actually the more you use the mouse, the more you get used to it. For me, it's no problem, no issue at all, lifting my pinky like this for hours at a time, no problem. Never have an issue, never think about it. It's just automatic. When I use this mouse, I have to do it too, because if not, as you can see, my pinky would drag on the hard pad, and that does not feel good. So I have to lift my pinky off the mat when I'm using the mouse. But again, just no issue for me at all. But I can understand that for some people, especially those with bigger hands than a lot of other people, this might be a deal breaker. The fact that the mouse is so low, that the back is quite low, and that maybe your pinky will end up resting on the hard pad or the mouse mat or just the table. But in my opinion, no problem, and a great mouse, fast, it feels good, nothing bad to say at all. And also the RGB is pretty cool. And like I said, lastly, I'm just going to click, and that will end the review, just so you can hear what it is like when you're actually clicking. Just hear the sounds.